Hi lovers, hi, how are you guys doing? Hilma Daniel here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel, guys. It has been a while, eh? I've been down. I've been up and down doing a few things. I don't want to make this video long, né? But we need to talk. So I woke up. I had a very, very beautiful night's sleep, and I woke up, and I'm like going through my TikTok. This my morning voice, eh? It's my morning voice. I just woke up. And I was like, should I go exercise or must I make a video? I'm like, let me make a video first. Let me make a video. Okay. So actually, guys, I woke up, and I'm going through my TikTok, and I'm coming across something of a wife that side chick dropped a house at their house. What did I say? A side chick dropped a baby at the house of the wife and the husband, and the wife is taking care of the child, the baby. It was literally a baby. And as we speak right now, the baby is like 2 months old. I don't know how how old that baby was dropped. I don't know the age. And I'm like, we have a meeting. We need to talk. We need to talk. We need to talk. And actually, let me give you a little bit of a story, because I really want this story is on Madam Speaker. Go and on her YouTube channel, go and listen to it. So when I am listening to the story of a lady, the lady is saying the side chick is 18 years old. The husband, who is a high profile person, made an 18-year-old pregnant. And this baby is dropped at the house. It's dropped at the house. And the husband is saying, it's not my child. Let's take the child to the what orphanage or something like that. I don't know whether that is proper English or not. I think kids can be taken somewhere to be raised in case parents don't want to raise the child, or maybe parents are unable to raise the child for whatever reason. And wife is insisting or saying, no, it's okay, it's your child, let us raise the child, because after the DNA they picked up that the child is his. The lady dropped the child by the gate. And it's a thing of saying, I'm dropping this child here. Raise the child. And now this is what the lady is saying. She's saying, my husband is a high profile person. He works at where, and there are threats. Maybe the lady is threatening the husband that if you don't take the child, I'm going to what, maybe to tell the story or whatever. I don't know. But this one, the wife is saying, no, I am protecting my husband's dignity. Because I cannot have my husband being spoken about in the streets. Yeah. And I'm like, okay. And I am saving my marriage. Okay. And I'm saving my marriage. Okay. And I'm raising this child. Women are coming into us different questions, but then I'm just giving you the main points of what the lady is saying. And she came in to say, when we made vows to each other, we said for better or worse. And I cannot just leave my husband because for better or worse. Okay, fine. I understand. Ne? And I'm not judging her. And there's one thing that one lady said also, to say that if I leave the child outside there, it's evil. It's like I'm an evil person. It's evil. Ne? Now I'm thinking to myself, and I'm just like, okay, fine. You know what, ne? This is one thing that I picked up in years that I've been in a marriage. Ne? In years that I've been in a marriage, I picked up the following. Ne? A marriage can make you or break you if you're not careful. A marriage can make you or break you. More especially if you get involved with a careless person. A careless person is a person that is not thoughtful, that is not careful, or that is self-centered. Now, one thing that I picked up in a marriage is that your peace of mind is very important. And whatever gives you peace of mind, prioritize that. That is one thing that I picked up in a marriage. In a marriage, I picked up that peace of mind is very important. Whatever you do, the main goal or the main aim must be what gives me peace of mind. Ne? I don't think I want to judge her. If that is what gives her peace of mind, then it's okay. I'm having questions that I'm going to bring later down, but I first just want to put it out there. As a married woman, we need to because it looks like men are acting very, very single. They are not emotional human beings, and I don't understand what's going on. So if you don't prioritize your emotions, your peace of mind, if you don't regulate, if you don't learn, like we are being told emotional intelligence, I think emotional intelligence must be applied mostly in marriages. It must be applied here. I think emotional intelligence is needed here. You need to regulate your emotions as much as you can. You need to act accordingly. You need to pay attention. You need to pay attention to say, you look at your husband and see, how is this husband loving me? Be very honest. And then put it on the table that, does he love me right? Very good. Does he not love me right? Okay, what then do I do? If a man is not loving you, my lady, try your level best to not, don't love a man that does not love you. Don't love a man more than he loves you. I think the more people keep preaching this, the more I understood it. I didn't, out of experience, I fully understand that it's not my job to love my husband where I am right now. But when I was entering the marriage, I wouldn't have, had this in me. But out of experience, when I experience things, I actually picked up that if I love myself so much, then I shouldn't love my husband more than he loves me. I shouldn't love him. My job is just to respect him, and I must work on that. That is my job. Learn on respecting him, learn on looking after yourself, and learn on making sure that you are healthy in the body and your brain is functioning well. One thing that you must make sure that you don't lose in a marriage is your health, is your mental health, physical health, your mental health, and money, and your faith in God. Don't do that. Ne? Now back to the topic. I personally, I'm not the wife material. Ne? I don't believe in raising children for other women. Ne? I don't believe in that thing. To me, I feel like men are just not in the houses. They don't raise kids. They are out there, and another woman wants to make me a nanny. Free nanny for what? I'm not doing that. Ne? That is me. Ne? But other women also have different beliefs. Ne? Other women have different beliefs that it's my husband's child. I can raise my husband's child. I'm not judging you. But me personally, myself and I don't believe in raising children for other women, because I believe men don't raise kids. They don't raise kids. They're hardly in the houses. The people that do the work are the wives. And I'm not raising a child for someone else. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Kids can come for holiday, for weekend, and they go back to their mothers. But for them to be with me, raising them every day of my life, while their mothers are relaxed in their houses, I'm not doing that. And it's the communication that I have to do before marriage. It's like before marriage, I have to make sure that I'm so sorry. If you want me in a marriage, this is what I cannot handle. I cannot raise a child for somebody else. I can't. I cannot. I can't. I don't want. I don't want to do it. And before marriage, I have to make my intentions very clear that I am not raising a child for somebody else's woman or somebody for other women while other women are relaxed at their houses enjoying their lives while me, I'm growing gray hair. I'm not doing it. Secondly, I've seen kids being raised and what I saw with my eyes does not impress me. These kids, they grow up, they go to their mothers, they tell you crap. They'll grow up and tell you are not my mother. They'll grow up and decide you didn't raise them right. But no one have a manual, when it comes to raising children. They grow up and gossip you and start talking a whole lot of crap. They grow up and go, these kids. They grow up and grow and talk a whole lot of crap. Yeah? They just grow up. And I'm not prepared for that emotional torture. Let your mother raise you. If you are not raised properly or you feel you are not raised properly, put that blame on your mother, not on me. No, thank you very much. Another thing also that I properly think about is in-laws. Ne? In-laws are not easy people. Ne? Those people are not your family. Ne? They're not your family. They're not supposed to love you. They're not supposed to like you. They're not your people. Ne? And it's about time we make peace with that. And in us disciplining kids, we discipline kids differently. Imagine you spank a child. The child tells the mother, this one beat me up. And then next thing, it's a whole drama. It's a whole drama because you beat up somebody's child, you discipline somebody's child, and it's a whole drama. And I'm not interested in that type of dramas. I just want peace of mind. Ne? If it's my own child, you're misbehaving, I spank you, I have no one to answer to. Ne? I just discipline you. It's me and you. Ne? I'm your mother. It's my job to raise you. Other people's kids are difficult. Ne? You are sick, something happens to you, and it's a complicated situation. I just want peace of mind. Ne? I just want peace of mind. That is my decision. It's my decision, and there are people that believes otherwise. Ne? There are people that believes otherwise. But before marriage, make your intentions very clear to your partner so that your partner knows that who am I marrying? So that they don't come force things on you later. Now, let us talk about an issue of a child that is born inside marriage and the child is being dropped at the gate. Let me come to the point of dignity. Ne? This is how I view dignity. Ne? This is how I view dignity. I'm not judging the woman, but I want to view it in my own way. That when I say that I want to keep my husband's dignity, this is how I view dignity. As a woman, ne, I'm not judging her. I'm not judging her. Ne, she is very much in her right state of mind to make her decisions that are making sense to her at that particular point in time. But this is what I'm thinking. Ne? Dignity, you can't keep dignity of a person that is not keeping their own dignity. If you as my husband, you don't want your dignity to be kept, I cannot keep it for you. Ne? This is my thinking now that I am at the state that I am in. Chances are very high. If I was in a different state and I haven't learned specific lessons in a marriage, I wouldn't reason like this. Ne? I cannot keep your dignity for you. To me, cheating, ne? Because this kid comes as a result of cheating. Cheating says so much about you and your wife than it says about anything else. Number one, you don't respect yourself, you don't respect God, you don't respect the union, you don't respect the house, you don't respect me as a wife. Because when you are laying down with another woman, whatever you discuss, for you to take away your pants, for you to make love, for you to give yourself to that person. You know, guys, making love is so emotional. This thing is so emotional. It's not something that you just wake up and you do. It's so emotional. Ne? So for you to go that deep and give yourself to another woman and be vulnerable, ne? It means you don't respect me that much. Ne? Not even that much. You don't respect me at all. Ne? That is what it means. No respect. You don't respect me at all. You don't care about me. You don't love me. That is what it means. Plain, simple. We have got different types of sexes. Protection, no protection. Raw. Sex without protection means I trust you. Sex without protection is sex for trust. Sex for trust. I trust you. Not only do I love you, not only am I attracted to you, I trust you. And I'm giving myself, all of me, to you. Now, when you give all of you to me in that manner, when you give all of yourself to somebody else, when you've made vows for better, for worse, to love a wife for the rest of their life, and you are giving yourself like that, it means you don't even care about your health. Let us start there. You don't even care about your health. The health is compromised, very much compromised. So dignity and self-love there, I feel like as women, as wives, we remove ourselves from equations so much and make excuses for men. And if we continue making excuses for men, they will continue treating us like this. Because me as a woman, I cannot think about protecting a man's dignity when a man is not thinking about protecting my dignity. Because for you to lay down there already, you are tarnishing my dignity. Because, or not protecting my dignity, because when a child comes out, obviously the child is a public knowledge. Everybody's going to know you have a child. That is my dignity, as much as it is your dignity. But now I must put myself on a side and come and protect your dignity. It doesn't make sense. Secondly, a woman must be viewed, a wife must be viewed as a woman that have been cheated on, that is hurt. Cheating hurts a lot. That have got so much to deal with, must be viewed as an evil woman if she does not take the child from the gate. But a woman who became pregnant, carried the pregnancy for 9 months, pushed out the baby or gave birth to the baby anyhow, breastfed the baby for a day or two, the DNA of that woman is in the veins of that baby, took the baby and decided to drop it to a stranger just because that stranger is attached to a stranger that she made a baby with, for the stranger to raise. Now, this stranger, because the stranger is saying, if I leave the child here, whose DNA does not even run in my veins, this child have got absolutely nothing to do with me. Because my DNA is not inside the child's body. This child is not my baby. This child is my husband's and another woman's baby. Because now the wife says, I am not taking this baby in there, this wife will be looked at as evil. But the one that pushed out the baby is not evil for dropping the child at the gate. At the gate, unattended to. Now me, as a wife, or as a wife, a woman who is married, if that woman does not, or let that child is to go to the whatever place, that kids that don't have parents that looks after them or are unable to look after them, is taken them, then it's a problem. You are going to be looked at as you are evil, you are. I am failing to understand why blessings must only come on top of suffering. So you as a wife, God will not bless you, but God will bless the other woman for dropping the child here. God will bless your husband for cheating on you. You are forgiving him, but God will not bless you if you don't forgive the cheating or if you don't take the child. God cannot be a God of being selective when it comes to blessing or who to bless. God is for everyone. And I think Christianity, if we are only using it to make decisions that are putting us in positions where we are suffering, then we are not using it correctly. I don't think God in heaven wants us to suffer. I don't think he brought us into the world for us to suffer. Of course, tests are going to be brought to our tables, but we need to handle them in a way that we are surviving. We don't lose faith in him. We let him handle situations that are out of our control, but we must look after ourselves. We don't need to go on the ground. Now I am here listening to the wife making a whole lot of excuses for the men, and she doesn't come in the picture. And she says and then she says something like, one asked the question about her emotional state, and she said, I'm still healing. That means, you know what, this is one thing that I've realized and that I've picked up. You know, when I was in love with my husband, so much, I don't do those things anymore. I made a decision that I cannot love a man more than he loves me. Now, I used to make very, very stupid excuses for him. Now I don't. I need to think about myself. I need to think about my kids first before I think about the husband. I feel like a husband is a very, very big individual that can think for themselves, no? And it will be very, I cannot think for a man. I cannot think for an individual, a person who's supposed to be leading a home. I cannot think for him. You know, I can help him, guide him, only if he's willing to be guided, you know, but I cannot think for him. He must think for himself. He must make decisions that are right for himself. I cannot make decisions for him. You know, I can help him make right decisions if he wants, but he still have got a choice to take them or not to take them. A big man, guys, is not a child. You know, a big man is not a child. And I really came to understand and to, you know, understand that these men are not children's. You cannot save. And when you say I am saving a marriage, I am saving my marriage. You cannot save a marriage alone. A marriage is having two people. When you are trying to save a marriage and the other one is breaking, and you are saving it and the other one is breaking, what you are doing is that it's like you are drinking poison. It's like you are drinking poison. You are breaking yourself emotionally, physically. Saving a marriage alone is a lot of work. That is one thing that I picked up. It's a lot of work. You don't do it alone. It takes two people to work together to save a marriage. It doesn't take one person. Imagine you are saving it, the other one is breaking it, you are saving it, the other one is breaking it. There is no honor, there is no in suffering. At the end of the day, you will suffer if you want to suffer, and these are the things that you're going to take out of suffering: depression, diseases, HIVs, STDs, high blood pressure, cancer. More especially for us women, we need to be very careful. The cheating husbands that we have will give us cervical cancer. If you are not careful, we need to do more research on these things. Cervical cancers, how many minutes? Okay, finally, we are not going to go beyond 30 minutes probably. Cancer, stress. It's just more problems. You are having, and then you die. We'll bury you. Where are your kids? Sometimes if you are not strong enough, you tend to being an alcoholic. I've seen a lot of women, you know, when I follow divorced women, I like to learn a lot from divorced women. One thing that I picked up is that a lot of women coming out of divorces, they come out without faith in God. And that is the one thing as a woman or as a person in life that you cannot afford to lose. You cannot afford to walk without God. The moment you are in a marriage and now all of a sudden you're like, I used to go to church, I cannot go to church anymore because of a marriage. Or you are not in order when it comes to faith in God, you and your God's relationship. You can't afford to do that. Another thing that I also picked up in this whole situation is that risks that comes with these children's. No? So you're carrying a child, something happens to this child. Remember, you are the only stranger in this whole situation. This child is not related to you. This child have family members who are the mother of the child and their family, who are your husband's, it's husband's child and their family. You are just the third wheel in this whole situation. So something happens to this child. Anything happens. The child fall off the bed, the child something happens to the child, an accident happens or something happens. The child passes away or something very major happens to this child. Now these family members are on you. You put yourself in this situation. How do you get yourself out of that situation full of strangers that are gonna treat you very cruel, no matter how much you think you have a good heart? How are you gonna get yourself out of that situation? I think when we are getting ourselves in situations, we must be very, very open-minded. We need to start thinking. Life is not forcing us not to think. Life is forcing us to start thinking. Let us think in marriages and in relationships. Let us think. One thing another thing is that I picked up something like, my husband loves me now. I don't think it must take us suffering for us to feel loved by people. You don't love me just because I'm suffering for you. You cannot tell me you love me now just because I am doing things that are out of order or I'm acting crazy, then you must love me. But when I am thinking properly, you shouldn't love me. You must love me when I'm thinking like a proper woman, because the reason why you married me is because you know I've got the brain. Now, you want to turn me into a Dilulu type of a person, and that is when now I must feel loved. But when you dated me because you know I actually got myself not only a beautiful woman, but a confident woman with the brain. But now we enter into marriages and our brain is not functioning. Our brain is not functioning. You love me now because I'm raising a child, because you want to make me a free name. And chances are very high. One thing about men, the more I think about men, the more I think they don't love women like that. I think they just marry wives, or they marry because they just want assistance. They just want free food, a bed to sleep on. They just want somebody to come home and there's a meal prepared. You know, there's a nanny at home. You know, I don't think most men really understand marriage, you know. I don't think they do. And the things they talk about their wives when they are gathering out there with their friends, and because that's where they get these stupid advices and then they come and abuse you. Marriage is not a place for abuse. You know, we are coming from our houses loved so well, and then we are coming to enjoy so much abuse in marriages, and we want to make excuses for this type of abuses and say it's okay for us to be abused. Now, chances are very high. I won't be surprised if the husband just tells the wife, the side chick, and say, you know what, if you cannot handle the child, just drop it by my wife. My wife is soft. She'll just take the child. And then you are here doing as they know us. One thing I've noticed about men is that they play mind games on us. They're psychos. Most of them. They play mind games on us. And the moment we pay attention, we'll pick it up. We will pick it up. You know, for a person to go out there and do things that you know perfectly well that they are hating the next person, to me, you are playing mind games. Something is not right. This is not love. And it's about time we look at specific situations the way they are. If you know you are not loved, act accordingly. We need to start acting accordingly. Ne? Another thing that I wanted to talk about is what else did I want to talk about? Cheating. Ne? Another thing that I wanted to talk about is cheating. when a woman cheats like this, when a man cheats like that, and the topic of protection and no. Yes, protection, and what discussion did you have around this thing of saying, no, we had a discussion, he said he will never do it again. My ladies, I want to tell you that the only thing a man can do when you catch them in a critical situation, one thing about men, when they choose wives, they choose best. And they know you are the best. They know you are the best. They know. That's why they made you a wife. And given a chance, they wouldn't want to lose you. The embarrassment, the public embarrassment, the marriage failing, the losing you in general and what you offer, what you bring to the table. Because no matter how horrible they think they are, they still don't want to lose. They think you are, or describe you to be. They still come back and be vulnerable with you. They don't want to lose you. Now, this man is in a critical condition, and the only way, the only thing that he can tell you is what you want to hear. And what you want to hear is, I'm sorry, baby, I will never repeat it again. It's a mistake. And trust me, you are going to believe him. But he's going to do it again. Whether he's going to bring a baby home, or this time around he's not going to bring a baby home, he's going to do it again. And it's about time we understand this type of things. You know, I was very relieved when I had a woman that entered the conversation and said, my husband cheated on me 20 years ago. Years ago. And he brought me a baby. The only difference between my situation and her situation, or the lady brought me a baby, is that her situation, when we did a DNA, it was not my husband's baby. Ne? But ever since then, until today, I use protection. That's the reason why I only had one child. I want to take a moment to thank God that this woman came in this conversation. And I want us as women to look at this woman and say, we need to start using condoms and protection in cheating situations. There is no honor in being a bokoto or a wife material that puts up with cheating. There is no honor. You are going to walk away with STDs, HIV, more problems. And when you walk away with these things, this is one thing. More problems are brought to the table. I am very, very happy that I had a woman say 20 years later, I only have one child. And the reason why I only have one child is because I use protection from there. They are going to do it again. And don't be afraid of losing a man. Do not be. Being afraid of losing a man in a marriage is a very, very stupid position to be in. Who are you before a marriage? Who are you in a marriage? Who are you after a marriage? These things matters. Who are you? Don't lose yourself. This man got attracted to you because you are a woman of dignity. Now you enter into a marriage and you are losing all your sense. You are not thinking. One thing that I've picked up in a marriage is that the heart messes up so many things. Try to disconnect your heart from this thing as much as you can. You need your brain. If you are not thinking straight, the heart is going to mess things up for you. You are going to look at the problem the way it is, and you can see it's a problem. But because the heart is fighting with the brain, you won't think. That's why I think it's very important when we say, respect your husband, let him love you. Your job is to respect him. That is the only advice that have made sense on this planet Earth for a marriage and for a married woman. When your emotions are involved in things, you don't make right decisions. It's like your brain is saying, this is wrong, but your heart is telling you a different story. That's why you find women in love making too many mistakes. It's because when your heart is involved, you don't think properly. I'm not saying let us break marriages. What I am saying is that let us love ourselves and let us put ourselves first. One thing that I want to conclude with is that a child can be a blessing, a child can be a nightmare. When we are raising kids, when we are bringing kids into the world, we shouldn't just think this is a blessing. He's gonna turn out well. He's gonna be a what. He's gonna be a what. We live in a world where people turn out otherwise. Ne? You must be open-minded. We live in the world where kids turns out otherwise. They don't always turn out the best. Every mother's prayer and wish is for their children to turn out the best. But unfortunately, that is not always the case. In me looking at life, observing life very well, I've seen parents suffering in the hands of their children. The question is, when you as a mother, you are taking this person in, should tables be turned? And tables are turned and this child turns out to be an otherwise child. Are you prepared to suffer with this child for the rest of your life? Are you prepared? There's a difference between you suffering with your own child and you suffering with other people's children. Let's say, for instance, this husband of yours passes away. The family of this child, this woman doesn't want to raise their child. The mother-in-law doesn't want to take this child so that they raise this child. You are the one raising this child. Your husband passes away. What happens to this child? What happens to this child? You know, I have so many questions that I want to drop here, and it's up to us as women to make decisions. I personally, I'm not going to raise this child. That is my take on this. But I'm also not judging people that are raising these children. But I'm just saying, can we learn to think as women? Husbands are going to bring you more children. If you take in a child that is going to be walking in the streets of your house, reminding you of infidelity, and you are okay with it mentally, physically, you are okay with it, and your husband brings you another child, are you going to take that child again? Your husband brings you another child, are you going to take that child again? Mother Teresa, mother of the nation, are you going to be a mother of the nation? I'm not judging him, but I just needed to, bring some, in life, this life is one thing that I picked up about life is that life is not a one-size-fits-all. What you cannot handle, other people can handle. But the question is, for as long as the main goal is peace of mind, for as long as your peace of mind, you have a peace of mind, do what you can handle. What other women can handle, you cannot handle. But there are other women that can handle it properly. But one thing that I've realized is that there's no honor in suffering in life. You are going to die and we are going to bury you. That's it. When we are making decisions based on God, God is a God for all people. Do what is right for you in God. But I don't believe God wants us to be suffering neither. Do what is right. Ne? Do what is right for you, for your God. Fight for your heaven, but not in suffering. I don't think God wants us to suffer. I don't think God wants us to suffer. For as long as you have your... Guys, peace of mind is very important. I actually picked up that peace of mind is very, very important. Once you have it, the better. But one thing that I'm not going to have is a child... I'm not wife material, guys. I'm starting to understand that I'm not a wife material type of a person. I don't think I am. Ne? And when you are fighting for a marriage alone, it's dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. It's too much work emotionally. Ne? It's too much work. I don't think we should be wives fighting to keep our marriages. That mentality is out. That's why if you go in churches, there's quite a lot of women that are going through a lot and depressed. And they are just praying for their marriages. God, 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 Satan is attacking my marriage. God, God, God. But on top of us fighting for this marriage so much, we are losing ourselves. Let us not lose ourselves in this thing. Let us not. We cannot afford to lose ourselves in these things. Don't lose yourself. Don't walk around stressed, going through this, going through just because of a marriage. I think we must learn to put our peace of mind on top of everything. You cannot save a marriage alone. If it's falling, you can still fight for it and walk out of it depressed, and it's gonna fall even more. The more you are fighting for this thing and then you fall into depression, the more this marriage thing is going to fall on the ground, because now you are not even yourself. Marriages can be saved by people that are not thinking. If you are not thinking properly, this thing is gonna fall. If you are forgiving a cheating man without thinking, you are gonna get HIV. When you get HIV, you're gonna have more problems. You have something to heal on about again. Then when you have things to heal about again, these things are going to affect you. And then you've got kids to raise and raise up. Kids are not gonna have a happy mom. Don't neglect your children's experiencing a happy mom. Ne? One thing I learned in a marriage, I've been married for a very short period of time, but in a very, very short period of time, I've been forced to learn. And one thing that I've learned, and I've learned it the hard way, is that don't if you love yourself, don't love a man more than you love yourself. If you care about yourself, don't love a man more than you love yourself, and don't save a marriage. Just focus on you. Everything will fall into place. If a man wants to leave, there's nothing you can do on this planet to keep a man. If a man wants to leave, he will leave. There's nothing you can do to keep a man. There's nothing you can do to keep a man that does not want to be kept. If a man wants to leave, he will leave. If a man wants to cheat, he will cheat. If a man wants to divorce, he will divorce. Be yourself, love yourself. Your job is to respect him, not to love him. And I am understanding this the hard way. And now that I understand it, I think it's the bestest thing ever. Ne? Just love yourself. Focus. Focus. You cannot afford to not be thinking. If a man is cheating, look after yourself. No one is going to force you into unprotected sexes. It's us who are not thinking. It's our emotions that are too mixed up into everything. But these men are understanding. If you tell him that also you cheated, we are using a condom, they understand. If he does not understand, then for sex, no sex. Who wants to die? Where are you going with your HIVs, with your STDs? Where? Cheating is a choice. Cheating is a choice. Where are you going with your children's? Where? For who to raise them? Where is their mother? Where are your family members? Where are their family members? Why me? Why am I a good target to come and raise this child? My DNA doesn't run in the child. Who am I? Esh, guys. Sorry, but I had to give me your comments down below. What do you think about this topic? So let me say, for instance, you're in a marriage. Not for instance, you are a married woman, and then your husband presents you with a child. Ne? I'm not talking about people that are living. Ne? People that are living, this is not for you. It's for people that are like, I'm not leaving my house. Ne? I'm not leaving my house, but you're presented with this situation at hand. What are you gonna do? It's an innocent child. The child is not, but I'm also innocent. Hey, I'm also innocent. Yeah? I'm also innocent. Who am I to suffer? I don't want to suffer. The mother must go and suffer with the father somewhere. If not, let them together take each other, and then they go and marry each other and go there. And on top of that also, while we are ignoring everything, is that the woman knew this man is married. And the man knows he is married. That's why the woman is coming to say that your husband promised to marry me so that I can be a second wife. So these people knew that they're provoking you. All of them, the two of them, they knew, all of them. This one knows I'm a married woman. I'm a married man. This one knows I'm getting involved with a married man. But on top of that, they made a child, and they're making you suffer for the child that they made. In the process of them trying to make you suffer emotionally, they want you to suffer more. Where do you come in? Where do you come in to say, oh my goodness, forgive them. Also, love. What did she say? This lady, she says, love. What conquers it all? What did she say? After all, love. What it all? Which love? You are in love alone. A man that loves you won't put you in that position. I think the moment we understand this, the better. Guys, these are not mistakes. You don't accidentally fall in someone's vagina. You don't. This is not a mistake. Cheating is something thoroughly thought about. There's no way I can come from here today and say, I'm so sorry I cheated by mistake. I didn't cheat by mistake. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. And then I come from my house. I still have a brain to think. And then I go to your house. I still have a brain to think. And then I kiss. I still have a brain to think. And then I undress you. I still have a brain to think. And then I enter inside your body. I still have a brain to think. And then I decided to come inside your body. I still have a brain to think. And then we still continued until we made a baby. I still have a brain to think. Cheating is not a mistake. It's something thoroughly thought about. We must stop making excuses for this man. We must stop making excuses for this man. Cheating is not a mistake. It's not a mistake. It's not a mistake. If you're going to forgive it and decide to, I tested him. And the thing is, sometimes we say we test him. You test him, he will still go cheat. You test him until one day he brings you an STD. Until one day he brings you HIV. A man capable of cheating is a man capable of bringing you diseases. The more we understand that, the better. Ne? Some of us will learn the hard way, but if knowledge is here, take it. And that is it from me, Hilma Daniel. If you are presented with a child like that in a situation where you are not living, you are in your house with your husband, and somebody brings the child to you for you to raise, how are you going to react? I mean, we are almost closer to 50 minutes. I thought we were going to go for 30 minutes. How are you going to react? Will you raise the child? Will you not raise the child? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm not raising the child. Me personally, I'm not raising the child. That is my view on that. I'm not raising the child. And I don't care what the world says. I don't care who says what. I'm not raising the child. If it means the marriage must break, it's going to break then. If it means that me saying no to raising the child, the marriage is going to break, then it must break then. My pride can't let me raise a child of somebody else's. Not in that state. Even in the normal state, I can't. It's too much work. I don't like it. I don't want. No, I don't want to suffer, man, guys. We are not on earth to suffer. Me, I must suffer while the mothers of the children are not suffering. Why should I suffer? I don't believe in suffering, guys. I don't care what everybody says. If I'm not going to heaven because I don't want to raise somebody's child, are they going to go to heaven for not wanting to raise their own children? No, guys. Thank you very much. That's my take. Please, let us talk about this. Let us talk about this. I'm very, very interested in having, a conversation with you guys regarding this topic. What do you think? That's it from me, Hilma Daniel. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.